All right, so it's stuff like this right here that turns people off for 2K, and it's really been turning off a lot of people over the last few years, which is why after a few months of 2K being out, they give you a ridiculous deal, right? Last year it was a 67% deal discount, right? Because what a lot of people bought it and returned it, or people generally just wasn't buying it at all, because the game gets a lot more scripted, it gets a lot more cheesy and gimmicky over the years, right? Because they're not really putting the effort in making computers AI better. So what they do is they make it more gimmicky and more scripted, right? So in situations where you have common sense, where you have a common sense, logical plan maybe that you want to execute, or whatever the case may be, like right here on defense, what you could always do to computer all day is you can cut their passes off when they do this thing where they're coming over the top of the three-point line, and computer always makes a pass that they should not make right here. They always do it, and this is what I mean by they're not investing enough time in making the AI smart enough to outwit you, or to know not to do this or not to do that. So what they've done instead is they harmed your ability to have an accurate or a decent high IQ response to what they're doing. So now right here, common sense will tell you that if you're running in any direction, wherever your momentum is going, once you press the X button, right here to intercept the pass, if you're trying to intercept the pass, once you press the X button, if your man is going in a straight, in an angle, in a straight path, once you press the button to intercept the pass that's coming, your man should dive in that direction in which he's running. That's where his momentum is going. But in 2K, what they do to prevent your ability to just constantly obliterate computer, constantly steal their ball, is they force your man into diving in a totally different direction for the sole purpose of not being able to steal the ball, right? That's the whole purpose of this little animation, right? I think I covered this before recently, actually, where you're trying to cut a pass off and you should have it. Your timing, position, and everything is perfect. But once you press the button to steal the ball, he dives totally out of path. And not only that, what's even probably equally as offensive about it all is that you're going to be forced to leave that man open once you try to cut the pass off that you should have been able to steal. You should have been allowed to steal this in the first place, right? But now, where am I at? Why is it that pressing the X button to steal? First of all, let's look at where I was at. I pressed the X button right here. Why am I all the way over here now? Why does that make sense to the developers of 2K? This does not make sense. Trash it. It's a trash animation. It does not make any sense. Why am I damn near by the half court line? Let's take it back. Look at where I pressed the button at. I pressed the button right here to steal it. Right? You can see my man, his body starting to angle outwards. Right? Because they're purposefully directing me away from the interception. This is not an accidental part of this game. They put this there deliberately. This has been placed in this game intentionally. So now I press the button right there. Look where I pressed the button at, right? Right here at the tip of at the corner of the pelican wing right there, right on the floor. But now I press it. By the time I'm allowed to recover, look where I'm at. So how do I press the X button right here in this area and end up down there by the half court line? Why does that make sense? Why does that make sense? This does not happen in real life. This does not happen in real life. What would make sense, at least a little more sense than that, is if I were to run totally out of the way like that, but end up actually over here somewhere, which is the direction I was running in, right? That would make a little more sense. Probably would be still too far out of range, but it would make more sense. How do you have so much momentum going in this direction, but you end up so far in another direction? That's not logical according to the laws of physics. What the hell are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all actually doing? And why does it take dudes that don't even develop games, don't really even know much about this shit, to look at simple stuff like this and tell y'all that, you know, this shit doesn't make sense. Shouldn't you know this already? Or do you actually know it, but it's just a way, it's a tactic being utilized to script the gameplay. Look at this trash. Come on, man. Anyway, peace.